Have you ever looked at yourself and thought, I've been trying to change for a long time now. Still, nothing is happening. Maybe it's because you still see that you're still getting angry, that you still react, overthink, and even worry about small things. Or maybe you're not even able to really start the work that you need to do, you still procrastinate, or you feel lazy. And then, in the end, you wonder, maybe that's really me, it's just me, that's who I am. But what if I tell you that maybe you already changed? You just didn't notice it. If that made you curious, then stay with me till the end because by the end of this video, you are going to see yourself differently. And if this is the first time you're watching me, welcome to Decode Your Mind challenge. We are on day 7 on the 21 day in the challenge. And I want you to subscribe so that YouTube notify you every time you go live. Because every day, every session is here to help you understand yourself deeper. If you're someone who wants to change, obviously. Well, thank you for being here. And before I start explaining anything, let's do one small exercise. I want you to sit straight. Don't lay down. I want you to sit straight wherever you are right now. And then take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, close your eyes. Unless you're driving. Don't close your eyes if you're driving. Just keep your eyes on the road. But just be aware. All right, so I want you to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, take one more deep breath in and breathe out slowly. One more time. Breathe in gently and breathe out slowly. Now, ask yourself, what am I feeling in my body right now? What am I feeling in my body right now? Don't change it, just notice. Maybe you feel something in your shoulders. Maybe you feel something on your face. Maybe in your stomach. Maybe in your feet. Or maybe you don't notice anything much. Every answer is perfectly okay. Now, let's come back to the present moment. Just breathe in. And as you breathe out, gently open your eyes. And now, as you just open your eyes, I wanted to ask another question. What did I notice now that I was not aware 1 minute ago? Did you notice something that you were not aware 1 minute ago? Just write it down in the comment. What did you notice? And if the answer is you notice something and you write it down, then you've already experienced today's session. Just put it in the comment. How did you feel today? Did you notice anything? The thing is, most of people think change begins when we stop being angry, or when we stop overthinking, or when we become confident suddenly. But that's not where real change begins. And that's why we keep on asking the question, why I still haven't changed? Right now, I want you to be open to a new question. Have you actually changed, but maybe you just didn't notice it? The thing is, real change begins much earlier. It begins slowly. It begins right now, the moment you become aware of yourself, aware of your thoughts, aware of something that is much more deeper. I want you to think about this. If you didn't know one habit exists, will you be able to work on it? Will you be able to change it? Of course, no, right? That's why I'm telling awareness is always the one that is coming first. Noticing is the first step. Being aware of everything is always the first step. And that's exactly what we've been building together for the past week. And so, welcome again to day 7. And congratulations for coming up to day 7 of the Decode Your Mind challenge. We are here to discover and dive deeper into how our mind works. Even if it's the first time you joined me, just put first time in the comment. If you've been with me for the past 7 days, put here since the beginning. I want to see that answer in the comment. And what you have to understand is that last week was not about changing anything yet. I just mentioned we first need to be aware in order to change. Otherwise, if we don't know that we need to change something, how can we change it? If a doctor doesn't know that there's a disease, how they can cure, how they can get a cure. So maybe we've been trying to find a medicine for one thing that is not even existing. So before anything else, for the last week, we've been trying to understand what is exactly happening in our mind. And so subscribe right now so that YouTube tells you that you are interested towards growth. And every day you'll receive notification every time we go live. So let's get back to it. Yes. As I mentioned, here it's not about being perfect. It's just feeling that we changed. And we are not here to force ourselves into change. It's about understanding yourself. Because when you understand yourself and know yourself, everything else begins to make sense. And we are here to understand ourselves not for motivation. Again, if you are looking for motivation, you can check any of our videos. Here, we are going to change through awareness. And every day, we are going to explore different patterns. That's it. Let's just give a recap of what happened for the past week. Let's take a quick look back of last week. So 7 days ago, many people started this journey believing something was wrong with them. Maybe something is wrong with me. Same question I ask before every session. Maybe you believed that there's something wrong also with you. Maybe you thought you don't have enough discipline. Maybe you are going to fail, that you will probably never change. But then, as I was diving and explaining to you everything, you start realizing and something starts changing. Not your habit, not yet, not your habit yet. It's your understanding. Because on day 1, we discover something powerful, that you are not broken. You've been trying to change automatic pattern that is done by the subconscious mind with your conscious effort alone. And still, we talk deeper about it on day 2, where I told you motivation and willpower is not enough. That's why trying harder, as you always do, doesn't mean changing deeper. So from day 2, we stop relying on motivation and willpower. Now, on day 3, we learn something most people never realize. We start knowing that when every situation happens around us, when we try to do anything, it's our body that is understanding everything first. It is the one that notices everything first. So we start listening gently to our body. Because yes, it knows before our mind explains it. Our mind is just catching up later. And then on day 4, we discovered why one small comment, one small thing can create a lot of reaction from years ago. And that was because of a library. You remember the library story? We have a library, we bring them with us. Our brain is always scanning around to see any situation is matching what is already inside the book. Then we open the book and same script will happen right now in the event. And so we try to understand what will then create this, what will open the library, what will open the book. We understand on day 5 about triggers. But we have triggers, but most of the time we blame the trigger at that moment. We blame, oh, that person shouldn't have done that. Otherwise, I will not be reacting like this. I know me, everything is well, but when only this person did that, then I became angry, then I overreact. Or I could see the food, that's why I was having the junk food. If the junk food was not there, then I will be able to follow my diet easily. All of this happened in the day 5. And on day 6, just yesterday, we understood why, even at that point of time, when we know that the trigger is already happening, the story is already out because our brain was scanning for it, we are not able to calm down. And the thing is, most of the time, at that moment, we will tell ourselves, or maybe someone will tell us, just calm down and everything will be all right. And the thing is, that makes us more angry. That makes us more upset, right? So yesterday we discovered that actually, when someone says just calm down, when we are already angry, when we are already triggered, it's like telling a high-speed train to stop. And so when you say just calm down, oof, the train already left the station. It's too late. So even you may want to really change, like, I don't want to react then. What can I do? Well, first you need to understand what is happening in our mind. And this is what we are going to discover slowly, slowly. So the first thing is, last week, I was not trying to fix you. You are not trying to fix yourself at all. What we tried to do was, we were learning how to notice ourselves. We just find ourselves, find the person that is really there, trying to understand what is running the game. And that's much bigger achievement than you may realize. That's why I really want you to pause and say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tell it to yourself. You deserve it. And again, congratulations, since you are here. Now, you've been trying to notice, right? So as you are into that, let's imagine a story. Imagine walking through your house every day in complete darkness. You are inside your house, there's no light, you are walking. What will happen? You will bump into the furniture. You will bump into the chairs, into the shelves, maybe on your head. The door sometimes you do not see the door, and then you bump and I think there is something, and then you try to dodge it, and maybe you can open. You may even bump into the wall. Boom. Again and again and again because of the darkness. But one day imagine someone knock on the door, you open it, and they bring the light in. Yeah, they bring in the light. Do you think the furniture moved? And that's the reason why you're not able to bump into anything anymore? No, right? The furniture was always inside. You just started to see them. Suddenly, you could see that, oh, the chair that I was bumping is just here. Or maybe the shelves are here, so now next time I'll just make sure to remove my head from that. Or maybe find another way. You can see clearly. Actually, our habit works exactly the same way. Not only our habits, emotional pattern, the reaction, the overthinking, our fears, the belief that we are procrastinating, all of these Most of them has been already there for years. You keep on bumping into them again and again and again. The difference is this week you started seeing the furniture. You started seeing, here I am reacting. Here I'm trying to tell this about this. Here this is what's happening. And that act of seeing, noticing, being aware, that is progress. Not because your reactions disappeared. Not because you saw the furniture and then suddenly you don't go to that road anymore. Sometimes you still bump a little bit on it, but you realize, yeah, I forgot to check clearly before walking. So maybe that is the reason. So that is the progress. You progress because everything became visible. And once something become visible, one day you can change them. You can change them. So be proud of yourself that you start seeing. You start opening your eyes. Now, before we continue forward, let me ask you something. This past week, from day 1 to day 7, did you notice yourself getting irritated a little earlier than usual? Or did you suddenly become aware? Oh wow, but my shoulders are tight. I have some tension. Did you notice that? Or did you catch yourself darkly creating a lot of story and suddenly pause and say, what am I thinking right now? Just noticing. Just noticing. Did you even pause? Even maybe not for that, but did you pause? Even just for 5 seconds, even just for 1 second, 1 second before replying to someone. The real question is, have you experienced one thing where you felt that you noticed before it happened? Or you start noticing also after? Like, wow, I was getting angry. And you could feel the difference in how you behave after that. Did you had any of this? If you answered yes to even one of those, to even just one, even noticing after, then something has already changed. You start changing. Congratulations. And it's not your personality, it's not your life that's changed. It's your awareness. And as I always say, that awareness is changing everything. Because when we try to change, what happens is most people quit too early. Why? Because they're measuring the wrong thing. They will be asking, did I stop getting angry? No, I'm still getting angry. No, not changed. Or they'll say, I'm still worrying. I'm still not confident yet. So it means I didn't change yet. And when the answer is no to all of this, like, did this happen? Did this happen? No, 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 no. Then they conclude, this is not working. They try multiple motivation. They listen to people. They attend seminars. And then they say, this is not working. But imagine when you learn how to drive. How was it? If you're a driver, put I am a driver. If you don't know how to drive, then maybe you learn how to learn a musical instrument. If you didn't learn also, suppose you learn something. What is something? Yeah, a baby learning how to walk. In any of these three situations, what will happen? Do you think you learned something today and yes, you master it directly? Who was one person? Tell me who was born and they directly knew how to walk. Raise your hand if that's your case. I really want to meet you then if that's your case. Maybe you'll tell me I'm crazy, right? Why am I asking that question? The answer is obvious. We all first start slowly. So change is like that. Same thing. If you're a driver, you will understand that the first day of your driving, you still just try to realize where is what. Oh, this is the mirror. Oh, I need to put my belt. Oh, this is the steering wheel. If I steer like this, then it will go left. Then like this, slightly right. But if I steer too much, then accident. Then you'll understand, right? Slowly, step by step, awareness after awareness. So at first, you'll simply notice things. You are into that step right now, into the journey of your growth. you are into that first step. So real transformation doesn't begin when your behavior changes directly. It begins when your awareness changes. And once your awareness change, behavior will follow that awareness. Not the other way around. Like when you start to behave, when you only, you will start to be aware. You are aware first, you notice first, then the behavior will follow. And so that's why from today, I want you to celebrate every small time that you felt you were aware of something. The first time you are aware, even before, because that is something people never celebrate. They never celebrate the first time they notice, oh wow, I'm becoming defensive. They don't celebrate that. But for me, that's a victory. Also, the first time you notice, wow, my breathing is becoming faster. I think something in the room is triggering me. What is that? Oh, this person happened to come. Then my mood suddenly changed. What is happening to me? That's also a victory. Even the first time you catch yourself thinking, they probably forgot about me. Oh, I did something wrong to them. You catch yourself thinking that and say, oh, wait. Why am I thinking like that? What happened just now? You just stopped. You start thinking about how you think. That's victory. Before you can even believe the thought that is coming to your mind, you stopped and ask the right question. That's a victory. That is a victory. Why? Because before you were aware of all of those things, before you could even know that, wow, I paused this time, all of this reaction, the act of thinking directly and believing the story in your head, the act of directly reacting to people, the act of directly doing without thinking, these all came without awareness. They were all automatic. But now there's a small gap, the small gap between your trigger and your reaction. There is a space. And that space, inside that space, you have something you didn't have before. What you have when you have a small space between your trigger and your reaction? What do you have? You guessed it right. You have a choice. Today, that choice may last only 1 second. Like you just realize, oh, I think I'm angry, and still you try to stop, but then the reaction came automatically again. But that 1 second is the start of something bigger. Because today, 1 second, tomorrow, 2 seconds. And so, by the end of this year, you may have, which day of the year are we? Yeah, you still have, suppose, 5.5 months now. Days or second of pausing, choosing your next reaction. And once you repeat it multiple times, you don't have to pause anymore. You become someone who always pause. It becomes a habit. That's how lasting change begins. So you stop fighting yourself because maybe for a long time now, for years, many of us has been fighting with ourselves. Every time we make mistake, it's like we are telling ourselves there's something wrong with me. What's wrong with me? And everything, even small, mainly small, and even big also, we start judging ourselves. And even sometimes we judge, like, why am I being too much emotional? Why am I not able to control my emotion? Why am I not just calming down? Yeah, as I mentioned yesterday, we blame ourselves a lot for not being strong enough, for being so small and like we can't do anything, hopeless. But what if instead of asking, why am I like this? Instead of asking those questions, what if you start asking, what is my mind protecting? Is there something that my mind is trying to protect? What is it? Notice the difference between these two questions. If you start saying what's wrong with me, then you start blaming yourself. But if you are open and ask, what is my mind protecting? You start being curious. You start trying to understand, and that already removes the judgment part. And believe me, that curiosity, it's like just being curious, like a kid, as I always say. Just be curious. A kid will always ask a question, why is this happening? So you are going to ask the same. What is my mind trying to protect right now? And that curiosity always teach you more than criticism about yourself. If you say, I am really like that, why am I like that? You blame yourself, you won't change. But if you say, what is happening to my mind? What is it trying to protect? Well, you learn. And the thing is, these small things, the way you are thinking, you are not showing it on social media. You are not going to post about it, right? Like, hey everyone, today I just want to tell you that I was asking question this and this is my answer. Or today everyone I pause. But the thing is, social media taught us to expect dramatic transformation. It was teaching us that online, if you see people, they say like, yesterday I was like this. One day after, the next day, they become a better person, the perfect one. So it's like after I attended this seminar, after I did took that decision, after just watching one video, motivational video, the next day everything was gone. All of the bad habit was gone and they become better person. This is what is praised now on internet, but it's not a sudden change for us in real life. Real life rarely works like that. In real life, real progress is usually quiet, the one that you don't even feel to share with people. It's almost invisible, but you may forget about it. And maybe just in one day you just notice your breathing. That's it. What are you going to say with that? Is it change when you say no? But it is. One day you notice your breathing. Another day you recognize a familiar trigger. Oh yes, I was triggered by that. And then another one, yes, that also. You're not going to display that on internet. And that's where you believe, oh, nothing changes. But maybe one day this happened, the second day this happened. Every day you start noticing small things. And you know what happens? These things compound. The small reaction that you start noticing, the small pause that you start doing, a week later, you could pause before reacting, and months later, then only someone will say, wow, you changed. What happened? Usually, when I bring out that topic, you'll be directly getting angry at me. Today never changed. You were open to our conversation. What happened? Tell me your secret. Then at that time, ask them to attend this session. Tell them this changed everything. Because you changed from the day you started noticing, not the day you see the change in your real life. You don't have to wait for someone to notice your change. You first need to know it by yourself. And the thing is, these people will never notice the small things. And it was never about one big moment. So that's why I'm always telling you to never, ever underestimate small moments of awareness. Because these small moments are the foundation of lasting transformation. These small moments, you can imagine them as the brick, one by one brick, that becomes a good foundation for everything you want to change in your life. So today, I want you to leave with something very important. Don't change, obviously. I will not ask you to change directly today. I want you to pause and just notice. It's not complicated. Just one simple exercise. Think of today as your awareness day. You don't need to change anything. You don't need to fix anything. Your only job is to notice. What to notice? Notice what happened and then separate that from what did I notice in my body? Or also you can notice what is happening in my mind right now. What did my mind create? What story did my mind create? And when you answer those things, don't overthink. Don't analyze them too much. Don't judge it. Don't even try to fix it directly, like, okay, since I was thinking like that, I will shift it right now. Let's think positive. It's not like that. I just want you just to notice it. You don't even have to write a long story. You just have to write one word. What did I notice? Compared to what happened and compared to what story is happening in my mind right now. What am I thinking as this story happened? Then all of this is more than enough for you to understand, wow, all of this time I assumed my friend didn't care about me. But now it was not a fact. I realized that I get tensed when my manager come into the office. Now I realized it. Just write that. I'm not asking you directly like, okay, when your manager comes next time, don't test anymore. No, just notice. So that's all. Just do that. Just do that. Because as I mentioned, the goal here is not changing your behavior yet. Here, it's just to become aware, more aware than you were yesterday. And that is progress. That is the start of real transformation. And if today's video helped you understand yourself even a bit, even in a small way only, even little differently, like this video. Because that tells you too that this message that I'm sharing with my full heart is really worth it. And also, at the same time, I wanted to share this video with someone who's been telling you a long time, I've been trying to change, but nothing is happening. If you know someone like that, share this video to them. Because maybe they don't need to change harder. They don't need to try harder. Maybe they don't need to really force themselves into change, into transformation. By sharing it to them, you are helping them not to rely on motivation and to work instead with their mind, with how their mind works. And of course, if you are serious about changing your life, subscribe now. And it will become the accountability that you have towards growth. Because sometimes if we do it alone also, we don't feel the need to. But then, if you are getting notification every day, then you say, ah yes, now is the time for change. It will become your anchor. And so, see you tomorrow, day 8. We start week 2. And tomorrow we are going to answer a question, what stories our mind is creating? Because today I was asking you that question, right? Today you just need to notice what is happening in my mind, what story directly come in my mind when one situation happens. And now, tomorrow we are going to answer, what are those stories? And also, throughout the week, we'll be discussing how our mind is creating those stories. So stay tuned and let's decode our mind together. That was Fanek Hanjia. See you tomorrow. Take care.